So it's all well and good me going on and on and on about eco weddings, right? But what is an eco wedding and who gets to have one? I think we all get so worried about labeling ourselves as eco-friendly. What if I'm not doing enough? I don't know if this class is as eco-friendly. Oh, but that other person over there is doing so much better than I am. I know you feel it. I know you feel it. But who decides what is enough? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because what matters is that you care. Kia ora. I'm Jodie Munro, founder of Emerald and Ebony and planner of eco-friendly and nature-inspired weddings all the way across the beautiful Aotearoa, New Zealand. These videos are packed full of advice, tips and all things eco to help you plan the wedding that fits perfectly with your values. Let's get into it. There's no such thing as the ultimate eco wedding. There is no such thing as being perfectly eco-friendly. There's just steps that you can take. There's things that you can do. What matters most to you and what you're passionate about and what drives you to be eco-friendly will be totally different to what drives me to be eco-friendly. And so we're going to go about being eco-friendly in totally different ways, and that's brilliant because that means that you're helping reduce emissions and I'm helping reduce waste and that person's doing something else, and between all of us we're making a difference. We really are. So to me, an eco wedding isn't about being perfect and environmentally friendly in every single decision. It's about considering every decision. It's about knowing why you've made the choices that you've made. It's about understanding the impact of those choices and then deciding whether to go ahead with that choice or not to go ahead with that choice. And sure, some of those choices won't be the perfect eco-friendly decision. They might not have great outcomes for the environment. But a lot of those choices will, because you thought about it and you know what went into it and you understand the full life cycle of the process. So it's just about being considered. It's really, it just comes down to caring. It doesn't matter if you're perfect. It doesn't matter if every decision is eco-friendly or what you deem eco-friendly. It matters that you're doing what you can with what you have and that you're trying to make a difference. Why would I help you plan a wedding that I know actively includes some things that aren't eco-friendly? Well, because it's not about being perfect. It's really about the little steps, I think. It's about taking one step at a time to make change. I think ultimately we really need, like the big governments and the corporations and things like that to make real change. Sure, we talk about this kind of thing all the time, but actually it's really important to remember that we are the people that give those companies their power. And so by doing little things like adding a few little eco-friendly touches into your wedding, that's sending a message. It's saying, hey, I care about this stuff. This is what's important to me and I'd really appreciate it and I'd buy more from you and spend more money in your place if you cared too. And that, I think, there's a lot more power in that than we realize. So things like your little keep cup that you use every single coffee religiously, it's worth more than you think it is. It really is. And so I'm a big believer that it's about the little steps. It's not always about the whole picture. It's not always worth kind of holding yourself up on the things that you're doing wrong or that you deem to be wrong. It's about focusing on the good that comes from the small steps. In your wedding, in your everyday life, in whatever it is that you're about to go and do right after you finish this YouTube video. There's no such thing as perfect, and I know that sounds cliche and it's about to get a whole lot more cliche, but what matters way more than you being perfect is that you start. Just simply start. Find the thing that you're passionate about, find the thing that really drives you and that you know you're not so likely to just give up on next week, and run with that, because that's the thing that you're going to believe in yourself with, that you're going to really chase. And so for me, that thing is waste. I used to work in the building industry and it just really opened my eyes to how much waste we as humans produce every single day. And so I chase that, and I chase that passion with so much drive because I care about it. I really do. And it's something that I have a deeper understanding of because I've seen it in different ways. And so in my everyday life, I spend a lot of energy going, down the kind of track of how can I produce less waste, how can I be more low waste. And does that make me the perfect eco-friendly warrior? No it doesn't, not even slightly, not at all. But it does mean that I'm making a difference, because I'm taking steps, because I started, and I intend on continuing to take steps. And honestly, like, you look back after taking steps and taking steps and taking steps, and it's incredible just how far you've come. So don't wait till tomorrow, don't wait till next week, don't wait till the 1st of January. Just start. Just start with something small that you know you can achieve. And as you build confidence, you can grow it. As you build confidence, you can really grow and run with that further and further and further. I promise you will see incredible changes. Actually, if you guys have like passions or pet peeves, like sustainability related or wedding related, I suppose, that you're like, those are your drivers, you should add them to the comments, because I think it's super interesting to see what everybody else is passionate about and why you care, why you're interested in sustainability, why you're interested in making a difference, and looking after the environment, or protecting the environment, or even restoring the environment. Definitely add them to the comments. Yeah, that'd be really cool. I think what I was going to say before I jumped into that was, try not to feel guilty if you do like make a mistake, or if you do something that you don't think is eco-friendly. I think we get so caught up on, oh, but I did that one thing that wasn't right. But instead of feeling guilty, you should feel proud, because you noticed. You stepped back from yourself and you noticed that there was something that you did there that you weren't that proud of. And that's okay, we don't have to be proud of every single decision ever. But we can use that to grow, and the fact that you even noticed that you did something that you felt was outside of your values or outside of your morals, or whatever word you want to use to describe it, that says that you care, you're seeing it, and you're making changes, because it's impossible to not. It's impossible to not. Once you're noticing and you're caring, it's impossible to not make changes. And it might feel like they're coming really slowly, but I promise you, it's happening, it's working, and you are doing amazing. And I know, like, I've massively digressed here, but yeah, I'm just saying that, like, when you're planning your eco wedding, or whatever it is in life that you're doing that's eco-friendly, I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to decide what's right or wrong in your life, because we have different ways of looking at it, and I really, really do believe that's a good thing. So let's run with those. When you come to me wanting some help with planning your wedding, I don't believe in perfect. I do believe in growth, and what matters to me really isn't that you know anything at all about being eco-friendly, because that's where my knowledge can come in. You don't need to know anything about being eco-friendly, you don't need to know anything about planning a wedding, because that's what I do, that's what I'm here for. But you do need to care, you need to want to grow. Yeah, the important thing is just really that you care, that you've seen that there are eco-friendly options, you're willing to embrace at least some of those options, and you really care about why you're doing it. And I think above that, I think as well, is that not only do you care, but you want that represented in your wedding. You want to show your friends and your family that you care. You want to help them to care, perhaps, or maybe it's not even that far, but it's just that you want to look back on your wedding and go, we made some really cool decisions that reduced the environmental impact of that wedding, and I'm really proud of that. It's as simple as that. That's all for now, but I'll be back again soon with another video to get you well on the way to planning that eco wedding. If there is anything in particular that you'd be keen for me to talk about, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Otherwise, don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons, check out my website, blog and social media channels, and I will see you back here soon. Mā te wā.